I'm Alden.
I'm Francis.
Welcome back to the ChattyAF podcast. And this is sort of a double header here because we are running it back for another Victory Lap episode with, again, another familiar face who you might recognize. Would you like to reintroduce yourself?
I'm Joyce, and I'm senior student from Chemical and Materials Engineering.
Yeah, soon to be a student from another university.
Somewhere in the U.S.
Yeah.
We have some good news.
Yeah, I applied to overall 6 universities for the master programs, and I accepted into the three of them.
Nice. Which 3?
I applied to UIUC, UCI, UC San Diego, Penn State, Purdue, and U Michigan. And I heard the good news from UCSD, Penn State, and TAMU.
Nice. Congratulations. We still got, 3 more, but we'll see where that lands. But we're curious. What are your thoughts right now? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm really excited, and I'm really
Nice.
grateful. I'm really thankful for both of you
No,
since
yeah.
you really gave me big support and assistance on documentation.
No, of course. And of course, you had to do all your hard work too. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad we're here and celebrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you really made like the most out of the micro course that we were providing, and of course consultations with Francis and stuff. So hats off to you. Congrats.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the 3 schools you've got into?
Oh, yeah. The first one that I accepted is Penn State University. And they gave me the accelerated master program, which is not traditional Master of Science program. But I was also really glad to heard the news. I would want to choose maybe UCSD or Penn State based on the cost and reputation.
Okay.
For sure.
So, as of right now, the ranking is you're saying Penn State, UCSD, and then
TAMU.
Texas A&M. Okay. Why Penn State first?
Maybe, I'm not sure, but I heard that Penn State University is more useful for me to get into the company when I landing my jobs
Okay. And
in Taiwan.
yeah, what are some of these companies that you're looking at?
Yeah,
at this
in
point?
Taiwan, I think is Micron.
Oh, Micron, of course.
Yeah, and Texas Instruments.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the.
So these are all, well, besides TSMC, they're Texas Instruments and Micron. They're both foreign companies.
Yeah.
But in Taiwan. Like you would.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this is hard to get that in States.
Sure.
It's really funny. The Texas Instrument name always reminds me of the graphing calculators we had to use in calculus back in high school.
Yeah,
and
what
stuff.
else do they do? I don't know.
Yeah. As Americans, we only know them for the graphing calculators that we all had to use.
That's so funny because we were talking about that the other
yeah,
day.
we were talking about it.
I don't
Okay.
know too.
Very
they're-
expensive,
Yeah, no, very expensive. But apparently they must pay well because it sounds like they're a big company
Yeah,
here
they're
in Taiwan.
big in company.
This is, it's all very exciting. Have you done any research into the sort of campus life of Penn State or UCSD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally make big effort researching in TAMU
Oh.
Yeah,
why them?
because I just searched the Taiwan Association.
Oh, that makes sense. On the campus, right? Like
On the campus.
the TSA.
And they have some activities like shooting and not shooting, like playing at the beach or some activities. That makes me excited.
Yeah, so why are they ranked last then?
Good question.
No, that's fair. I'm sure, hopefully, I bet they would have Taiwan Association.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, probably at UC San Diego for sure. I don't know about Penn State.
Yeah, maybe
I don't know
not
about
Penn State.
I didn't heard my friends in Penn State University.
Yeah. It's it's a huge university with thousands of students, but it's like mid-Atlantic Northeast kind of thing. So it's definitely not the same as like a California or even a Texas for that matter.
Yeah, the diversity will be definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any previous seniors or any friends outside of NCU who's been to Penn State or UC San Diego or Texas A&M?
My professor was graduated in TAMU. So that's the reason I know this school and I applied
got it.
to.
Got it. This is Professor...
In here, chemical and materials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why I applied to, not the reason if I would choose.
Yeah. Did you talk to this professor? Any recommendations? Like,
Yes.
yeah, you should go. Maybe you should
That's
consider...
a good attractive thing here. That they said that TAMU is the best school to get the intuition, in-state tuition.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it might be cheaper.
Yeah, would be cheaper. And
okay.
they say that TAMU is good for students to find the intern.
Oh,
in the
okay.
vacation, during the vacation.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
That's the reason that depends why they choose TAMU or other schools.
Yes. Option number 3 is sounding pretty good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, all the options are great too.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you're waiting back. What's your
Dreaming school.
yeah? What's your
my-
favorite?
My dreaming school is absolutely UIUC.
Okay, why is that?
Because I searched for this school long to about 2 years.
Whoa.
Because I just applied to the double degree program in NCU. So I love this school because I do a lot of homework.
Okay. So you're waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I applied like two weeks ago. It's around February 15. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
This
Fingers
place.
crossed.
Yeah. It's exciting. I mean, have you ever been to the States before?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh wait, where?
whereabouts?
About California, yes,
Oh, okay.
and Florida for Disney,
Oh, cool.
and New York,
Oh
very nice.
wow.
Boston.
Oh wait, wow.
Okay, wow.
Wait,
So-
did we talk about this?
Yeah.
Did we know
Oh,
this?
I think I didn't told you this before.
You did?
I did,
Oh.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh no, bad memory.
Yeah,
No.
three parts.
I should have remembered this too. But okay. So of those places, so since you've been to California, do you have a good impression of California? Do you think that raises the Californian schools at all for you?
I don't think so because
California's not that good. UCSD, yeah.
I went there when I was really little, so I didn't have like big impression.
Okay.
But
I think you
I
did
heard-
mention that in the last episode.
Oh no!
I feel like we talked about that in the last episode. I
For our
don't know.
viewers, do you remember this?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Flame us in the comments. Yeah.
you should cut this.
Yeah. Or cut it. Okay. So
yeah.
you've been to.
And what did I say last time?
I feel like I remember you saying that. Yeah, you'd been as a kid. That you
Yeah.
didn't really remember it.
Yeah,
And,
I
the
did.
second you
Okay.
said that, I was like, oh
Same with
yeah.
Boston and Florida, or same with Mass.
No, I think Boston is more. No, it's not younger.
Okay,
Boston.
okay.
Okay. So you actually have like memories of Boston.
Maybe I
Okay.
just remember I eat lobsters.
Lobster.
Oh yeah. Of
Lobsters
course,
at
of course.
Boston. Famous thing.
Yeah. Okay.
No, New England. Okay.
So you've been to like the major places then.
Yeah, but I didn't went there in winter. Is that winter?
Oh yeah, it's different.
Oh, that is another thing to consider for
You were
Pennsylvania.
just in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And you were skiing, so imagine that weather, but just all of winter.
Yeah, you got.
So if you like skiing or snowboarding, that's perfect. Because I don't know. I know in New England they have a lot of like ski.
Pennsylvania's got good
Yeah, they
skiing.
got some too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I as a kid went to a place called Elk Mountain with my family, and the skiing was good. Yeah. Like Pennsylvania has real mountains, so if you want to continue skiing, snowboarding, anything like that, it's all not that far away. I would say, yeah, like what Francis said about Tokyo's weather. It's that in Pennsylvania, it's like that for a couple of months. When I was living in Pennsylvania for my undergraduate degree, we had a couple of like snowstorms, one of which back in 2016 was called Hurricane Jonas, where we got multiple like feet of snow, and it was it was fun. You know, people were building snowmen and
Yeah.
you know, hitting each other with snowballs. So you can have like those fun experiences
But
if
it
you go
gets
to a place.
old pretty quickly. Like the first
Yeah.
day, like
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And
And
then
Yeah.
after,
months,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, after maybe the first week, you might not want that. I'm just saying this now because Penn State is an outlier in all of the universities that we've talked about, because you will probably not get that experience in Texas. Unless another polar freeze happens. And you will most likely not get that experience in California. Yeah. Like 99% chance that that's just not going to happen.
Especially in San Diego, it's
Yeah.
honestly
Really?
in California. That's probably my favorite place.
Oh.
Yeah, the beach is there.
Oh.
I enjoy. That's where I like first learned surfing.
Yeah.
It's like really close to like Mexico. If you like, I love Mexican food, so it's like I love going down there. And it's just easy to get to places. The public transportation isn't great, but well, I don't know about now. Like this was a really long time ago, but the traffic isn't as bad as like LA or San Francisco.
Yeah, we advised Albert to do this. We'll say the same to you. Make friends with people who have cars.
Road tripping is fun. Road tripping is fun. So I think in terms of driving is just the easiest in San Diego as well.
Yeah.
Diego.
And it's just warm and it's just beautiful.
San Diego is a place like safe and good for international student, right?
I would say so. Like UC San Diego is a really big school and it has a lot of different types of people, like diversities there.
Compared to UCI?
Compared to UCI, I think they're like both pretty similar.
Yeah, I think so.
But UC San Diego is just, the location wise is just by a beach. It's like on a beach.
Oh.
Versus UCI, it's more like urban.
Oh.
So you'll have a lot of things to do at both places. It'll be a little different. But if you go to somewhere like Penn State, I think, big culture shock compared to maybe if you go to a school in California.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is like compared to California is more American.
Sure.
It's very hard. I've talked about this with so many people.
Yeah?
It's like they're all American. It's just different like flavors
yeah.
of America, because I mean, Pennsylvania is an old state. You know, it's a lot older as a state than California. But you know, when California became a state, the whole purpose of like adding California to the union and everything was like, you know, it was different. There's a lot of gold there, you know. So the sort of bringing in California to this union, it has a very different like history, whereas Pennsylvania has, you know, like it has the Civil War, it has, you know, like a lot of really old like American Union history. So the people are going to be different. The communities are going to be different. I don't know if I'd call it like more American. It's just like older American. Yeah, and of course, like the Asian communities in Pennsylvania are not as diverse or as rich as they are in a place like that.
Absolutely, yeah. When you're thinking about these schools, what's most important for you when you're trying to decide?
I think for the reputation.
Okay.
Since that's the next step I need to take when I land the jobs. That depends on which school is the best for company and for this one.
Sure. So I know with Texas A&M, you mentioned like the internship opportunities.
Yeah.
I think that's also really important. Do you know what the internship opportunities are like at Penn State?
I'm wondering that if TAMU would offer, like in Texas, so they would strongly be more opportunity for you to get into like internship in Texas Instruments.
Sure, yeah.
But I do not think that Penn State University around there has some engineering.
Yes, that's a great point because even in Texas, I know you have obviously Texas Instrument, but like Tesla's right there. I think Samsung is around Austin. Yeah, the connections, the networking is probably quite different. Yeah, so I'm curious, like, yeah, just make sure you do the research, see, like maybe Penn State does have a higher reputation, right? But then in terms of opportunities,
For the internship.
maybe you want to just do a bit more research on that. And also, I think we talked about this when you were applying, but it's also about like after they graduate, like where do the alums go?
Yeah.
I think that's you can also research that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool.
So, do you heard that the something called like in some specific states, it is more easier to get into the company in that state.
I would.
For example, Tesla, and if you are in Texas, Austin, or TMU, you can be more easy to get into TI.
Yeah.
Better than UIUC or something.
I think I don't know, nothing's 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm also not certain of, I would think it would help, like being close to the company, just because it's easier to, recruit, easier to, just like for employees to travel, like internships, like you have to travel, right? Like it'd be easier to travel. But I'm sure again, like if you're not from that area and you apply, I'm sure you can still, if you're a qualified applicant, you're going to be a qualified applicant anywhere. And so, I don't know, but I think that percentage you can try to see. And even just like when you're asking, because I know you're trying to reach out to maybe like Taiwanese student associations, like even ask them that, like, have you done internships? Like, where are some of your alums now?
Oh, okay.
I think those are good questions to ask.
I can ask them first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you know when you'll hear back from Purdue? When you hear back from UC, and
I think
Michigan? Like, when's
the deadline?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when's
the
deadline?
middle March.
Oh, wow.
March.
Okay, so within the next month, they're all getting
Yeah.
to mine.
And then once they all come out, when do you have to like submit a deposit or like tell them yes?
For the next month.
Okay.
That is mean.
Like April?
Yeah, April.
Gotcha.
April? Oh, wow. So within the 2 months, you'll kind of know where you're going.
Yeah, that's really exciting or nervous. Since
Yeah, both.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm here now in NCU, and I do not know where I would go. Like months after months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nervous.
Yeah. Are you?
I even didn't like book the tickets, the flying tickets. And,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's really, I'm not certain about anything.
Yeah. Have you started the visa process? I hear.
No. But if visa process need to after admission.
Oh, okay. Got it. Wow.
So, like, when you make your decision, that's when you can start the visa process and
everything.
Okay. That makes sense.
Sure.
And so what are you doing in terms of the classes? Do you have a thesis, a final lab? Like what are you doing the next, I guess, 3 months here at NCU?
I think I just will keep going on my research with Albert.
Oh, nice. So you work under Albert too? Or
Yeah,
like-
I'm under Albert.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you still have?
Oh. Yeah, everyone's. Yeah, Albert just everywhere.
Albert's our big boss.
He's absolutely everywhere. That's.
I know, that's great. That's awesome. Cool.
So are you still taking classes then? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still have classes.
Because
Classes and.
Oh yeah, it's just when we talk to him, he's completely done with his classes. He's just doing research.
Oh yeah, because he's PhD.
Right.
I'm only an undergrad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow. Okay. So are you like? Do you feel so? Okay, I'll just talk about my experience. My senior year, after I finished, and I knew what I was doing next, I was just kind of like, cruising. I think that's the best way to say it.
Oh yeah, no, I was.
Cruising. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Work. I don't have to study.
For sure.
Maybe.
Most my friends do also.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everybody do.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know what the culture was here at NCU or Taiwan.
Yeah, that's usually everybody will invest.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Are you like, just how do you feel with the last semester of college?
I just want to play.
Yeah. There you go.
The last chance I can play. But at the same time, I'm wondering if I couldn't keep on the pace in the States. So I would like to study harder on English or to keep the pace.
Oh yeah, like shift the priorities to like English and stuff like that.
No, that makes sense. How prepared, or like how, due to Taiwan's education, or like due to your own education system here or educational experiences, how do you feel about like your preparation for the US?
I think that is based on personality. Since I'm not a person that I worried about the thing all the time, but some people do, and they will think about, oh, where should I live? Oh, where should I go? But I don't worry about that much.
That's really good. Even
on my way.
Yeah, even with your English skills, you do, like, I know you just mentioned you want to keep practicing it. Like, are you nervous at all, or you're feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
Nice. Yeah. No,
that's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I'm wondering. Some people said that if you go to States but with no good English, you couldn't communicate with people there.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I've actually met a few people who can't speak English in the States.
Oh. Can't or not?
Cannot.
Oh.
Cannot. And the idea is that we are increasingly adding, bilingual signs, usually in Spanish. And it's honestly kind of okay. I mean, there are some people who stick to smaller communities. They learn a little bit of English, but maybe they're not fluent. You have a very interesting experience with this too, especially being from California. But the thing is, when it comes to Spanish, when it comes to Mandarin too, there are certain communities that are majority spoken in just Mandarin, just Spanish.
Yeah.
They occasionally speak English, kind of like how I would speak Chinese in Taiwan. But the idea is they're okay. They're actually doing okay. They're not going to university. They're not going to any American universities or anything, but they are, they're doing all right.
They're a small community all the time, right?
Yeah, I think even on your campus, right?
Yeah.
Like,
sure, yeah.
You have the Taiwan Student Association. You have all these other affinity groups, and they have their small community as well. And then I think that's where you practice, your native language, so Chinese. But I think in terms of speaking English, no, I think you kind of just work with what you have, and you improve as you go, and you communicate in the best way you know how, and I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, but I think the most struggling would be the accents, since the variety of accents is the most part that most of people couldn't familiar with.
I think for me, it's just finding the right people. Like, if you find the right people, you find the right community, and I'm sure in academia, they understand, but it's just taking it slow, really just making sure everyone's on the same page, and they understand you're coming from Taiwan, and so you don't have to be too nervous about that. Do you face challenges? Yeah, of course. Even growing up, just being bilingual was challenging in itself for me, even as an American. So I'm sure there will be challenges, but again, you just kind of
used to it.
You get used to it, but also you just communicate that. Like, if you notice that maybe your professor isn't understanding, your advisor isn't understanding you, then maybe you just try to slow down, and just really try to communicate with that professor or advisor.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling well, really well.
Okay. Cool. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we can cut it. All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us. Or actually, we should do a little. We should do a little more than that. Yeah.
I can lead in.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sounds good.
Cool. Thanks, Joyce, for coming. Really excited to hear of all like the exciting news, and we've seen how hard you worked, and then obviously the consultation. So again, we're really happy, and we can't wait to hear from your other 3 schools.
How do you exactly prepare the interview?
Usually
STAR method.
Yeah, it's usually I mean, to be fair, that is the answer. Usually it is just this it's this idea that you're going to be asked a few different questions, but
Like facing challenges.
right. But yes, but there are these questions that are very similar across the board. So even though they might be slightly different, the idea is, what challenges have you faced? What are you interested in doing here? Like, what are you looking to get out of this program? Like, what can you specifically provide us? And then that's when you start using the STAR method and start telling stories rather than saying stuff. Yeah.
And I'm wondering that, because you are a student, but I'm a student, but I do not know how exactly the industry work. So I do not know if they ask me, what do you want to learn here? But I'm not a worker, so I do not know what can I learn in the company.
I think for that, the biggest thing is looking at what the company offers.
Yeah.
Actually, really similar to kind of like the SOP, right? Like seeing what that school offers and then picking something from that and saying, I've done research, like I did research on your company. I know you do this.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I want to do with this department, or maybe specifically this company. So it's actually very similar to your SOP research. But in terms of just looking for internships, what I did in my own experience in college was I reached out like to my old high school and to my old, like during college, I like reached out to people at college. So for you, maybe it's like continuing to do research here, or maybe trying to find another university, and maybe another professor or another department that's similar to the master's program. So you can like, have that connection and start kind of earlier.
Yeah, I would also say that if you can reach out to other students who are studying there, or other people who maybe are friends of friends, they can be a really helpful and valuable resource, because the more connections you make and the more people you start talking to, the better idea of the universities, and then not just the universities, but those internships will be. You get a better idea of how they work. Another thing about these sort of small liberal arts college in the States is that, at least at mine, there were a lot of alumni at these various companies and various institutions. For me, in that case, it was museums. So I reached out to them. I asked them about their day-to-day. I asked them about what they were doing. So depending on the university you choose, you can, try to reach out to the alumni in addition to doing research on the company, and then you can get a pretty holistic idea of what that internship is all about.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is LinkedIn. Do you know LinkedIn?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, it's
But
very popular.
Do you recommend that if you have not that much experience, will you put the in LinkedIn?
Yeah, I have high school students who have LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
High school students?
Yeah, my high school students I taught, they have LinkedIns. And it's not only just to like display your experience and your qualifications, but you can use it to also research. You can go onto LinkedIn and like look up NCU alums and kind of see what they're doing, or maybe go to, Penn State's page. So it's just another resource for you to check out. I personally have never landed a job via LinkedIn, but I've tried applying to different jobs. I've like networked through LinkedIn, so it's another platform to use. Yeah,
that's cool. I would like to. I will now working on just add more experience in LinkedIn.
But you have a lot actually.
But I didn't just manage that platform.
So you have one.
I have one.
Yeah, upload what you have on your resume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you just copy and paste. Really, it's quite easy.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today on the podcast. And thank you, viewer, for watching.
Thank you again, Joyce. Congrats on everything. We can't wait to hear from your final choice. Maybe
Next.
we'll run another podcast episode.
Exactly too.
Yeah. No, so thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.